In this lesson, you will learn about decoding skill 2. In the first decoding skill, you learned that if there is one guardian consonant after a vowel in a word with 2 syllables, the consonant must go on to the next syllable. The rule is one must run. In this lesson, you will learn about the second decoding skill. Remember that if a word follows decoding skill 1, it has one consonant, a digraph, or a blend that must follow the first working vowel. That consonant, digraph, or blend must run to the next part of the word. So decoding skill 1 is a one must run. Let's look at a word and practice decoding skill 2. Let's prove this word from left to right underneath the word. First, we're going to mark our A. Then we're going to mark our U. We have 2 working vowels, so we're going to come back to the first working vowel. Remember, M and P are not a blend. So when we look at our first working vowel, we notice that there are 2 consonants following our first working vowel. Decoding skill 2 is when a vowel is followed by 2 consonants, the consonants split. The first consonant stays with the first syllable of the word, and the second consonant moves to the next syllable. In this word, the first consonant M will stay with the vowel A. So we are going to split this word between the M and the P and box in the C-A-M. Now let's prove the first part of this word. We know that there is a guardian after our vowel, but we're not going to mark our guardian star. We're just going to think it in our head. So that follows phonetic skill 1, and our vowel is going to be short. Here is something to remember. If a 2-syllable word follows decoding skill 2, the first vowel will be short. This first syllable says cam. Let's go on to our next syllable. It has a guardian after the vowel, but we're not going to mark it with our guardian star. It follows phonetic skill 1, so it's going to be short. Let's box in that syllable. It says pus. The word is campus. A campus is the grounds of a school, hospital, or university. Students at Marion Elementary School cannot go off campus for lunch. To remember decoding skill 2, remember the phrase 2 will split. For decoding skill 1, the rule is one must run. For decoding skill 2, the rule is 2 will split. So decoding skill 1 will run. Decoding skill 2 will split. Sometimes vowels in a word are followed by 3 consonants. Let's look at an example of this. Let's mark beneath the word. We're going to mark our vowel. We're going to arc our PL blend and mark our next 2 vowels. We're going to come back to the first vowel and notice that there are 3 consonants. Remember that the P and L is a blend and it is arced, so that tells us it can't split. So we are going to split the word between the X and the P and box in the first syllable. We know that this first syllable will follow phonetic skill 1 and it will be short. The first syllable says X. Now let's prove our second syllable. We know that there are adjacent vowels which follows phonetic skill 5. We are going to mark our I silent and our A long and box that in, and that syllable says plain. We're going to put our 2 syllables together. Our word is explain. The teacher had to explain how to get the correct answer. Let's look at another word. Let's mark this word from left to right. This word has a Y in it. This Y is a working vowel because it is not at the beginning of the word. Let's mark our Y, let's mark our A, and let's mark our ST blend. So the Y is the working vowel. So let's come back to our Y and look and see how many consonants are following the Y. If we look, we have an M and an N. So 2 consonants follow our Y. So this word follows decoding skill 2, 2 will split. So we are going to divide our word between the M and the N and box that in. Now we need to prove that first syllable. And we know that that first syllable follows phonetic skill 1 and that Y is going to borrow the sound of I. So we are going to mark that with a little I above it, and it follows phonetic skill 1, so it's going to be short. So we have a G and an I, and we know that makes the sound J, so we need to put a rainbow J above it. The first syllable says Jim. Now let's prove the second syllable. We know that this is an ST blend, so it should follow phonetic skill 2, so we would think that we would mark this short. But we don't say gymnast, we say gymnast. So this needs to have the schwa sound above it, and we're going to box that in. This word is gymnast. The gymnast could do a whole lot of handsprings. So today we learned about decoding skill 2. We will learn more about decoding skill 2 in the next video. Remember that decoding skill 2 tells us that when we have 2 working vowels in a multisyllabic word, we're going to come back to the first working vowel and look how many consonants are following that vowel. And then that 2, if there are 2, the 2 will split. So decoding skill 2, the rule is 2 will split.